So I'm about to do my morning weigh-in for my tomato harvest, and I've been getting about 1.5 pounds every day off of the peat bale row, which is a lot less than I was getting last year. But I mean, basically, my plants are under stress all the time. So you can get, you should be able to do as well as I do with the tomato row this year, even if you don't know anything about how to grow tomatoes, because I'm doing all sorts of things wrong with it. If you read Carrots Love Tomatoes, this is a very common book. You'll find it at just about every thrift store you go to at any given time, and you'll find out why my tomatoes are not quite as productive as they maybe could be. Anyway, or at least in the peat bale row this year. Now, I wanted to mention something about when I bought most of these. I didn't buy, when I bought most of this in here, I didn't buy the Lemon Boys or the Cherokees. I got them separately at a different time, 5 years ago or something like that, and just kept collecting the seeds. And there's a few like that too, like the Sweet Millions and whatever. I just I'd buy a seedling and then just keep saving the seeds from it. But anyway, a lot of these, like this one, and these little suckers, and this one, and these ones, I got out of these variety packages from Superstore, and they are, I don't know if you could read that, non-GMO. So they're, these ones I paid per package. I think I got a couple packages so I could get as much variety as I could. I paid $5.98 for a package, for 1.5 pounds, and they're non-GMO, but they are not. When I bought them, they weren't organic, because I mean, it would say if they were. So that was $6 for 1.5 pounds for non-organic tomatoes. But I collected the seeds, and now these are the product of the seeds that I collected. So for as happy as I can be about growing organic things, these are organic for all intents and purposes. If I wanted to sell them, I couldn't sell them as organic, because there are strict regulations that you have to follow, and you can look that up for yourself, and it's shocking. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, my stuff is organic. For my own consumption, it is. And I mean, it'll never be quite, because I'm growing these tomatoes in the heart of the city, and who knows what my neighbors are doing, how they're growing their things or whatever. And so there could be drift or whatever. There could be fentanyl poisoning on my tomatoes, for all I know, because that seems to be going around a lot in the neighborhood. So anyway, I mean, you never know, right? And plus, I do know a neighbor is keeping bees, and they'd be spreading pollen from everywhere around, because they travel quite a distance. Probably not if they don't have to. I mean, they have a pretty lush yard here in mine to pick after, so I don't know why they'd go too far. But you never know, right? So you just do your best. And like with when you're trying to grow your own organic tomatoes, you have to realize that tomatoes cross-pollinate. So if you want to have lemon boy that looks just like your original lemon boy that you collected the seeds from years ago, well, you're going to have to grow your lemon boys with your lemon boys, and not with any other tomatoes. because they'll cross-pollinate with the other tomatoes, and eventually you'll get things that are not quite, I don't know, not quite lemon boy. Anyway, now if you find that you like particular genetically modified tomatoes or something, then I don't know if you want to grow them. You know, there are some tomatoes that I like, and I just I don't know their ancestry. I've picked them out as seedlings at garden centers along the way, and I like what they do. So I haven't looked into where they come from. I just try to keep them growing away from the ones that I do know about. So yeah, I don't know if anyone cares about that. But anyway, so I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, I'm going to have a smoothie from the Juice Truck recipe book. It's a blueberry matcha. It was a blueberry matcha bowl, but I put avocado in it too because I wanted to. And I'm drinking some lemon green tea. Oh, I should show you how tall my corn is now, which, I mean, if you read that book, I shouldn't be growing corn with my tomatoes, but I do, and I haven't had a problem with it. Potatoes are doing well in the dog food bags. I had to add some steer manure to them to top up the bags, because that's why I use the dog food bags, is so that I could roll up the edge as I go. So it'll be like hilling them, only really lazy, because I don't want to have to dig potatoes. Right now it's hard work. I'm going to harvest some of these beans later on today, because I've collected enough for seed. I even have some there that I can collect for seed, so I'm going to harvest the rest just to eat. Oh, yeah, I was showing you how tall my corn is. Like, why am I out here? So, yeah, it's gotten, some of it's past the height of the eaves now. And a woman came by the other day and she said, how do you get your corn so big? And, well, this is the best year I've had for corn. I mean, a lot of the time it gets trashed. Like last year, all of my corn was broken. Remember I mentioned that this one got bent and broken, but I thought it was going to be okay, but it's not. It didn't live. But anyway, I just said to her, it's the heat, you know, because if you look at where my row is, the bales themselves are black, so they're going to attract the heat. And there's, I mean, right now it's not very sunny here, but it's quite sunny here, and the light is reflected off the wall. But the pavement of the easement here provides a lot of heat too, so I get huge corn. So this, I mean, if you look at this here, that's one plant. So I have a whole lot going on there, and I hope it works out. So far, so good. So, but if you look at, I mean, if you look at that corn, you'd think, oh wow, Pauline's this master gardener or something, and she can grow corn like that. There's my corn in the yard. So, I mean, it really depends on where you grow it, right? I just walked a few feet, and that corn's obviously not going to do anything. Like I just plunk it in there to be attractive, but it's not going to do anything there. Yeah, same gardener. This is covered up with wood chip mulch, so the soil stays cooler, and it doesn't get quite the sun that the wall gets, not nearly, or the heat, right? So I don't get a lot of growth on them. But also with my peat bale row, I water it with my bath water. I also have the soaker hoses on it, and that I put them on for 8 minutes every 2 days, but my bath water keeps up for the most part with the needs. And so that water again is nice warm water going to the roots right away. So yeah, I get some good growth off of my deck plants that also get the bath water. Like you can see, my corn is fairly tall there too, if you can see it. It's in tassel, so whereas it's not down here. So anyway, yeah, you give corn, tomatoes, eggplant, peppers heat and they will grow. Well, you need the light too and the water, but that's it. Nothing special.